Compound inequalities. A compound inequality is when I take two inequalities and combine them together with and, or. And when you combine them in that way, they usually look a certain way. You can recognize them just by the way they look. Here's an example. When I use and, I can write them as one statement with the two inequalities. Here I am saying x is greater than, notice I'm reading it from the variable, x is greater than negative 2. On the other side, see how the point is towards the x? That's x is less than 3. I could also write it using and as two statements. X is greater than negative 2 and x is less than 3. Writing it these two ways is equivalent. They mean exactly the same thing. When you read the statement above, you read it as x is greater than negative 2. See how the open side is towards the x, and x is less than 3. Let's graph it. On negative 2, I'm going to put an open circle because negative 2 is not a solution. Negative 2 is equal to negative 2. It's not greater than negative 2. It's got to be greater than negative 2, so I'm going to go to the right. But when I use the word and, both statements have to happen at the same time. They have to be greater than negative 2 and less than 3. So I'm going to keep going until I get to 3. And only the numbers less than 3 are going to make this statement true. So my solution is between those two numbers. I always tell my students that an and graph looks like barbells. That's weights that you lift. On each side you have the weight and you have the bar in between. That's an easy way to recognize an and compound inequality. So these inequalities can look more complex. You might get something like this. What you have to realize here is that this x plus 3 goes with both the left side and the right side. And some teachers teach this different ways, but what I want you to realize is that this is two inequalities all wrapped into one. On the left, you have negative 1 is less than x plus 3, or x plus 3 is greater than negative 1. And on the right, notice how I'm taking the whole x plus 3 with both. I have x plus 3 is less than or equal to 5. So what I need to do is solve both those equations. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. I get x is greater than negative 4. On the other side, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, and I get x is less than or equal to 2. Now this is an and graph. That means I expect it to look like this. X is greater than negative 4. The open side is towards the x, so it's all numbers greater than negative 4. Negative 4 is not greater than negative 4, so it's an open circle. And at the same time, both have to be true, remember. I must have numbers also less than or equal to 2. So at 2 does work. Because 2 is equal to 2, it makes the statement true. So I fill in the circle on that side, and all the numbers less than 2 are right here. And all these numbers that are shaded satisfy both conditions. Just keep in mind, you take the middle piece and you put it with the left half and the right half and turn it into two inequalities. Compound inequalities made with or have a certain look too that is different than and. An example would be x is less than negative 3, or, let's move that down a little bit, or x is greater than or equal to 1. X is less than negative 3 is an open circle on negative 3. And all the numbers less than negative 3 are right here going to the left. X is greater than or equal to 1 is an open circle. Well, actually there's an equal to, so 1 does work. 1 is greater than or equal to 1. It's equal to 1, so I'm going to fill that in. Fill in your open circle. All the numbers are greater than 1 are to the right. If this had been an AND graph, it is not, the answer would have been no solution, because you can't have numbers work in both of those. They don't connect. But it's not an AND graph, it's an OR graph. And using the word OR means the numbers on the left are a solution or the numbers on the right are a solution. So they get combined together to make your answer. In mathematics, we call that the union of the two pieces. Note the way the graph looks. And in general, an OR graph will always look like that. Now your dots may be open, they might be filled in, but either way, you're going to have the two arrows heading away from each other most of the time. Here's another slightly more complicated example. Let's solve both of these equations. The one on the left, we'll add 3 to both sides. We're going to get the variable by itself. We do the inverse operation. So negative 2x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Now, we'll divide both sides by negative 2. Remember, the only difference between an inequality and an equation is that when you divide by a negative, you have to flip the sign. So this is x is less than or equal to 1. On the right side, we take a 1 off each side, and I get 3x is greater than 9, and I'll divide by 3, and I get x is greater than 3. So now when we graph this, I'm going to start at 1, and I'm going to fill it in because 1 is equal to 1. There's an equal to there. And all the numbers less than 1 are to the left. X is greater than 3. I have an open circle at 3. 3 is not greater than 3. All the numbers greater than 3 are to the right. And again, notice the pattern. The graph normally looks like the two arrows that head away from each other. It is possible you could get one where they overlapped, and if they overlap, then you'd be shading the whole line, and that means you'd have infinite solutions. Here's some examples from your assignment. So this is an AND graph, and the reason I know that is because I've got something that is between two numbers. AND graph can be written as one expression, or cannot. So I'm going to take that middle part, 4x plus 20, and put it with a 12. And I'll take the 4x plus 20 and put it with the right side, the 40. So we'll subtract 20 from each side. 12 minus 20 is negative 8. So negative 8 is less than 4x. I'll divide by 4. And x, I'll keep it the same way. It's negative 2 is less than x, but remember we can flip that around, keep the open side towards the x. X is greater than negative 2. Over here, I'll take a 20 off each side, and I get 4x is less than or equal to 20, and I'll divide by 4, and I get x is less than or equal to 5. Now, notice it says write your answer as one expression, like that. So I'm going to put my x right in the middle, and right here I see that the open side is towards the x. That's x is greater than negative 2, but at the same time, see right over here where the x, the point is towards the x, so x is less than or equal to 5. When you write your answer for a question like this, the inequality symbols must be facing the same direction or you've done something wrong. So always double check it and be careful that you've written it down wrong. Because I can look at this and see how 5 is greater than -2. If you have the symbols facing the wrong direction, it won't make any sense. So here's your answer. -2 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 5. If we had graphed question 10, being an AND graph, your answers would have been between two solutions, like this. You would have had a solid dot on the left because there's an equal to and an open circle on the right. But you didn't have to graph here, of course. Question 11 is an OR graph. And an OR graph, remember, looks like that normally, but we're not graphing. So we just need to solve these and plug them in. And notice it says use the word OR with a space before and after. So like that. So we're just going to solve two equations. 3x plus 6, two inequalities, is greater than or equal to 21, and negative 7x plus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 27. So we're going to take a 6 off each side, and I get 3x is greater than or equal to 15, and then I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and I get x is greater than or equal to 5. Over here, I subtract 1 from each side. I get negative 7x is greater than or equal to negative 28. Notice the negative. When you divide by a negative, you have to flip the sign. So x is less than or equal to 4. So I'm going to say x is less than or equal to 4. I'm putting the number, the shading that would be on the left side. This would be everything less than 4, space, and then or x is greater than or equal to 5. These two are really quick. They didn't write this as one expression. They could have. As one expression, it would look like this. X is greater than -1, but at the same time, x must be less than or equal to 1. Notice how your x is between two numbers. That means your graph is going to look like this. And on this side, there's an equal. There'll be barbells. But this is an AND graph. AND graph always looks like weights that you lift up and down. So x is greater than -1. That's an open circle. And we're greater than, we're going to the right. At the same time, looks like I shaded too far. This is a small graph, isn't it? At the same time, x must be less than or equal to 1. So right there, we got a filled in circle. Make sure you choose the right dots. There's the open circle, there's the closed circle, and you shade in between. Question 13 is an OR graph, so we're expecting it to look like this. X is less than -2, so that would be an open circle on -2 and shade to the left. X is greater than or equal to 2, that would be a solid circle, and we're going to shade to the right. Those are the numbers greater than 2. Again, make sure you choose the right dot as you graph those. Here we're writing out the equations. Note that your solutions, your x's, are between two numbers. Notice that the dots are solid. That means you're going to have an equal to. So you're going to say x has got to be greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. Again, I'm putting the smaller number on the left like a number line. It's got to be greater than or equal to -3. But all my solutions also must be less than or equal to -2. Question 19 is an OR graph. Question 18 was an AND graph. So this one, we're going to say my x's are less than or equal to -2. Put a space in there, or my x's, notice it's an open circle here, and it was a closed circle there. X will be greater than 1. Last couple of examples. So what we're going to do here is just solve two equations and graph them on the number line. So this first equation, 17x plus 5 is greater than 9x plus 29, becomes, subtract 9x, 8x plus 5 is greater than 29, subtract 5, 8x is greater than 24, divide by 8, x is greater than 3. The other equation, let's change colors, is negative 5 plus 5x is greater than or equal to 11x plus 7. So there are variables on both sides, just like I did on the other one. I'm going to get rid of one of them. I'm going to keep things positive. I'm going to subtract 5x, but you also could subtract 11x. Negative 5 is greater than or equal to 6x plus 7. Now we'll take a 7 off each side. We're getting the x by itself. 6x is less than or equal to negative 12. And I'm going to divide by 6, and x is less than or equal to negative 2. And if you want to flip that around, notice that the point is towards the x, so it's x is less than or equal to negative 2. So x is greater than 3 is an open circle on 3. Choose the open circle and shade to the right. Make sure you go all the way to the edge of the graph. X is less than or equal to negative 2. That's a solid circle. Fill that thing in. Make sure you choose the solid dot and all the numbers less than or equal to negative 2. Notice this was an OR graph, and it turned out exactly like we expected. The next one is an AND graph, so we are expecting the barbells. Let's solve the equations. 12x plus 3 is less than 8x plus 11. Let's subtract 8x from each side. You get 4x plus 3 is less than 11. We'll subtract 3, and we get 4x is less than 8. And divide by 4, and x is less than 2. The other equation, 0. I can ignore the 0. 6x is less than or equal to 11x plus 5. So now I'm going to subtract 11x from each side. Now the reason I'm doing that is what I need to do is get the variables on one side and the number on the other so that I can divide to get x by itself. The last step is to get rid of that coefficient. This is negative 5x is less than or equal to 5. Now I'm going to divide by negative 5. Look at that. I divided by a negative. You've got to flip the sign. X is greater than or equal to negative 1. This was an AND graph, so we're expecting the barbells. X is less than 2. That's an open circle on 2. And I'm going to shade to the left. But and at the same time, it has to be greater than or equal to negative 1. So starting at negative 1, I have a solid circle because negative 1 works in that equation. It's equal to negative 1. All the numbers greater than it to the right. So everything that I've shaded here works in both inequalities. That is the answer to number 23.